So it is so appropriate, and we're so honored to kick off all of the festivities right here in Lawton, Oklahoma. So we're so excited to be here with you guys tonight.
Inaugural festivities have kicked off in Lawton for Governor-elect Kevin Stitt. I'm Dave Morris alongside my colleague Ben Felder. We are down here in Lawton. The festivities are underway just right inside there. It's a packed house tonight. Some comedy, some barbecue, some Mexican food, and a lot of people here to support the next governor of Oklahoma.
Yeah, Kevin Stitt takes office officially on Monday. You know, that big ceremony is going to take place in the south steps of the Capitol in Oklahoma City. He's got events obviously planned for Inaugural Day. On Saturday, he's going to be in Tulsa with a family festival and a ball that evening. But today, kind of kicking off a week of inaugural activities, he's here in southwest Oklahoma, paying tribute to a part of the state, rural Oklahoma, that really kind of drove not just his election, but his wide margin of support last year.
You and our other colleague, Justin Wingerter, I'll mention Brian Terry, photographers here as well. But you and Justin earlier today had a chance to sit down with the governor before this evening's festivities to chat with him about what got him here.
Market approval and what steps you're taking?
Yeah, well, we just wanted to, we basically just lined out everything to show Oklahomans how we're going to be transparent, and I have nothing to do with my business interest. And no governor in history has ever gone to these steps to actually be this transparent. And so we're telling the Attorney General, just look this over, make sure you don't see any changes we should make.
Yeah, and he said, hey, I want to be a governor for all 77 counties of the state. He talks a lot about, wanting to kind of transcend partisanship. I mean, we'll have to see what he is as a governor. He's a Republican, but he says, hey, I want my ideas to be beyond just Democrat, Republican. He also says beyond urban and rural, and let's face it, in American politics and Oklahoma politics right now, as big as the divide is between Republican and Democrat, that divide exists between urban and rural. And so by coming down here, I mean, I think it kind of sends a message to this part of the state that often feels forgotten. I talked to several people here tonight who said, hey, we always feel like we're left out of the conversation, and so much of the focus is on Oklahoma City or Tulsa. And so I think that it was symbolic for him to come down here, a part of the state where he did partially kick off his campaign a couple of years ago with an announcement here in Lawton. This is a CEO governor, someone coming from the private sector who talks a lot about economic development, and he'll say, hey, we need to bring jobs, we need to bring economic development to the big cities, but also here in rural parts of the state. And that's kind of the message that he delivered tonight, although this wasn't a big policy speech. This is more of a festival as we get closer to the inauguration on Monday.
As you might expect, various state officials are here. You also spoke with incoming Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell, to your point on jobs, and he addressed that as well.
Yeah, and so in Oklahoma, the Lieutenant Governor and the Governor do not run on the same ticket. That's the way it is in lots of other states, but you wouldn't know it when you talk to them, because incoming Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell has said that he and Governor-elect Stitt are working very closely.
I mean, I think workforce development, and that's the same in rural versus urban, but in workforce development is even more important and tougher in some ways in rural Oklahoma. Our career tech infrastructure is the best in the country, and so I think that's a really good draw for us to be creating jobs in rural Oklahoma.
Especially when it comes to issues of economic development. And speaking with Lieutenant Governor tonight, he said, hey, it's important for us to come to areas like this because there are opportunities, and there's kind of maybe a unique focus that needs to take place when you're talking about, bringing jobs to, a rural community like Lawton as opposed to Oklahoma City. Workforce development is very big. But we also talked to some other newly elected officials, state lawmaker Trey Caldwell, who's from this area, who said, hey, I want to see the economy improved, I want to see jobs, but that starts with education, that starts with healthcare. That's something Stitt talked a lot about in the campaign, said he wanted to make this a top 10 state in those areas, and the representative said, hey, if he can deliver on that, that'll make a big difference in parts like southwest Oklahoma, where a lot of people are leaving, particularly because of poor health care, or because of closing hospitals, or because teachers are going across state lines seeking a better pay. So a lot of hope, as there often is when you see someone come into office for the first time, but a lot of hope here in southwest Oklahoma that Stitt is going to be a governor that's going to bring some improvement to a part of the state that feels ignored sometimes.
So the inaugural ceremonies kick off tonight in Lawton, a packed house, a friendly crowd for the incoming governor. As Ben mentioned, festivities continue on Saturday in Tulsa. The inauguration ceremonies Monday, which you can watch live on newsok.com, happen around noon, 11:30ish, and then a ball Monday night. Now, I also mentioned that Ben and Justin spoke with the incoming governor. You can watch that on newsok.com, the upcoming Political State podcast, as well as listen to it wherever you download your podcasts. And Ben, I'll give you a chance to kind of re-rack the Capital City newsletter.
Yeah, hey, if you're a political junkie or maybe even just a casual observer of politics, the Capital City newsletter is a daily, Monday through Friday, morning newsletter, kind of as a wrap of all things politics. And tomorrow's newsletter will definitely have some tidbits from this event here tonight and continuing on into the big inauguration on Monday.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that you spoke with a lot of people tonight, picking up those various notes of what they're saying here tonight. So be sure to subscribe to that. It is free, and you can find it from newsok.com. For Ben Felder, Justin Wingerter, and Brian Terry, I'm Dave Morris in Lawton. More coverage to come on newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.